Okay, now again, just to make sure we've completely hit all points, we're going to add 130 milliliters, which means we're adding an extra 30. Based on how we saw with our last one, it didn't matter. That insignificant amount sure is not going to matter with 30 extra milliliters of NaOH. It's going to barely make a drop in the bucket, so to speak. So I'm going to take my 0.030 liters extra that didn't react. Oops, that's not how you spell extra. That didn't react, and I'm going to turn it into moles, 0.50 moles per liter, and I should get a value of an extra 0.015 moles. Now what has changed though is the volume from our last one, so 0.015 moles. Now I've got 130 plus 100, 0.230 liters. That's going to give me an OH concentration equal to 0.065 molar. Again, 1, 0, so my POH should come out somewhere close to 1. It turns out to be 1.19, or in other words, my pH equals 12.81. Now, if we look at that, when I added just 30 milliliters extra, I get a pH of 12.81. Now, if we go all the way back to our first problem, it still doesn't quite get to the pH of the original NaOH solution. We'd have to keep adding it, and eventually would get really close to that. But we are extremely basic at this point. Wait a second. Go back to that problem. Oh, that was right. I thought I saw an error. We're extremely basic though at this point. All the acid is gone, and any conjugate acid that gets made in any sort of hydrolysis reaction is going to instantly react with these OHs and be gone. So we've worked our way all the way through the titration curve. We're going to go ahead and graph it in the next video. If you've watched every one of these, I'm sure you're terribly sick of hearing me talk. I was just saying how my wrist is getting sore from doing the writing. As writing on this pad, your wrist bone sits in a funny spot. So anyways, we'll go ahead and get started with that. I will leave you with a beautiful piece of artwork before we go. So if you're interested in seeing my artistic skills here, I'm going to draw you something, and we'll see if you can figure out what it happens to be. It's one of my specialties. I'm not the best drawer, but here we go. So I need to get my gray pen. And again, I encourage you to take guesses as we go along. And he's going to start. We're only going to have, this is water in case you're curious, probably couldn't even figure that out. We're going to start with a gray circle coming out. My wife's over my shoulder laughing at me because she knows this is the only thing I can draw. I should have had a better line weight than that. Let me try to go over him again with a better line weight. Oh, I don't think I'm making it any better. So here's the first part. Let me see, I'm going to need a black. I don't. Oh, that's not a very good one. And we're going to make him like me with some green eyes. And then we're going to add to this guy a mouth. Make it a little bit thicker of a line. He's gonna have a big mouth. And he needs some big scary teeth in this mouth. Nice. He's looking good. I'm sure by now you've guessed at what I'm drawing. I hope so. I hope it's clear enough that you can guess. We better fill this guy in and see how this paint can works with the gray. He needs to be completely gray. Oh, it does not even recognize that. What? Why isn't that working? Oh, guess that's not going to happen. So I'm going to change this guy over to red and, oh, back to my pen, into my red pen. My wife is passing me a note right now that says this looks like a killer frog. I think it looks very much like the shark that it's supposed to be. We got to color in this space because the inside of his mouth would be red because it's the inside of his mouth, or maybe he just had a meal. I'm not sure. If you're still watching now, I'm curious, what in the world are you doing with your weekend? If you're watching me draw this shark, I just figured I needed to do something that was a little bit not chemistry for the moment. But there it is, my great drawing. That's the best I've got for artwork. It's a nice sunny day. I can add a sun. It's like back when I was in second grade. Who doesn't put a corner sun up with some rays coming down, and a couple clouds? Yeah, the corner sun, everybody does that. That's a little bit of a cloudy day. That's a giant shark. In case you haven't figured it out, that's the point. It's a shark that's popping up out of water to bite somebody or something. Again, if you made it this far, I don't know what to say.